right? No man is an island, no woman is an island. We all live together, we all share, we're intimately interconnected. Well, we can just push it to the ultimate matter of analysis of that, and we'll arrive to there's no such thing as, we, it's all really one and the only, and therefore in this one and the only, things must be somehow intimately interconnected. So the world right now is in a very precarious state, and that means that we are literally, could be said, enveloped by layers of collectively generated stress that begins to express itself in a variety of convoluted ways when pandemics, epidemics, famines, wars, conflicts are but expressions of that stress. So therefore, when we gather in programs like this, it's not an overstatement, it's not a kind of a glorification also, no. It's not trying to paint it into bigger than what it is. It's a matter of fact. The deeper we dive, the more possibility for encountering that what needs to be brought to the surface for it to be dissolved. If all of us were already this real kind of like, let's say, one sliver, one hair width away from an adept when it comes to affairs of consciousness. And of course we can do that in a kind of like a Hollywood badass kind of way, right? Are you watching Marvel movies? No? No children to keep you up on your toes with all this stuff going on? Right? This man, that man, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, right? So, Doctor Strange, right? With his completely fractured J. Le Coultre, as a symbol of his vulnerability, right? He's a tough guy, but he's still wearing this broken watch. Okay, you lost me already. So that's what I mean, you see? That's what I mean. This is like if we were one of these Avengers, if we were superhumans already, we were like, right? Superhuman, super this, super that. We can just like sit down, how many of us, right? Over 30, right? We're like easily over 30 here. And we can just dive in and with that needle point precision touch certain aspects, we can just, dare I say, assist in the process. Anyone who have done Reiki, at the third level, there is a healing of the world. Not just healing like this. Anyone who is familiar with Reiki in more than just like what Reiki is known for? Anyone? Right? Reiki? There are levels in Reiki. Reiki is a healing system, right? It's a psychic healing. And it's based on the fact that all of us have energy points, and the hands are the most obvious energy portals where energy streams from every single human being, from all of us. You open your hands like that, you're already blessing the world. You see? You're doing that, you don't need to be Buddha. Already energy flows out of you. And this energy is healing if there are no major issues in your system. And the Reiki is based on that all hands are hands, have healing touch. So this is a premise. But there are levels in this, levels. At the first level, it's the healing of how to place your hands on someone so it has a healing touch, like every masseur, everyone in this. Everyone who studies how to give another person a massage goes through this. There are ethics of how to begin that. You place your hands, already the exchange of energy. Then there's the next level. In these next levels, you don't need to place your hands. No contact is required. Okay? Hands can be at a distance. At the next level, you don't even need to place your hands at a person. It can work at a distance. You have just a picture of the person. At the next level, you don't even need to have picture, just a name and the basic description from those on whose behalf this request comes. And the ultimate level of healing in Reiki, I'm speaking of Reiki because it's more known. We could speak of pranic healing, which is more ancient sister of that. And the ultimate level, there is this Reiki healers work on the entire planet. They work on the entire planet. World conflicts. Any conflicts, not just conflicts with open arms where people are dying. Economic conflicts, political conflicts, because it's all interconnected. All interconnected, unless one completely immersed in a collectively shared consensus and cannot raise one's head beyond the virtue signaling. One knows what's going on right now in the world. One knows that all this is generated. It's all generated, orchestrated, because certain things die hard. So it's all interconnected. It's very easy to get lost in the news. In the news of how this bomb hits this, and how that bomb hits that. But why the bomb in the first place been produced, placed there, and hit something? That's the more interesting question. It leads to somewhere. So this psychic healing is done at that level. At the ultimate level, the healing is done to the entire collective, not just earthlings or human beings. The whole planet is being held and healed in that conscious manner. So what I'm saying is that if we were adepts, this opportunity to gather like this, we would have been able to work like laser sharp precision kind of surgeons. Do you see what I mean? That's just drawing the illusion that what we could do, because we are nothing but consciousness. Not just the fact that we are conscious. We are conscious because we are consciousness. So obviously that is given to us. But of course this is a wishful thinking that somehow we sit down in our first meditation session and we can just go there. No, this is where the Marvel movies gets this stuff. You cannot just, because there are other things going on. In that going there, right? There will be encounters. There are other energies. There are other beings pulling their strings. There are interferences, and all this could be just simply given a blanket statement. Collectively generated stresses that rise as a result of individual stresses put together. Anything that is being stressed on our nervous system, impressing our nervous system, if it manages to leave an imprint, is spoken of as stress. It left an imprint. Not the quality of experience. One can have PTSD coming out of the argument in a supermarket at the cashier. And one can come out of the bottle, have sake, okay, and shake it off, literally. Okay, this may be metaphor or analogy falls flat on some of you, but I'm a fan of Akira Kurosawa's movies, and I raised on that admiration of the Japanese culture. Right? You come out of the bottle, you have a shot of sake, and you're cool. You know, you're not impressed because you already have been impressed before. You vibrate with this whole thing. So this is why there is this peculiar feature of this work. We all come with a package. All of us have something. All something there is in a system. All of us. How all this individually collected and accumulated stuff is related to what happens at the collective level is beside the point here. We don't want to go there just yet. I don't want to lose your attention how the collective and the individual are interconnected and interlinked. But you have all heard that very simple axiom, right? That when you start kind of speaking of what constitutes the health of the nation, it still boils down to the health of the individual. There's nothing else. You can't reduce it further. It's just all boils down to the health of the individual. What else is the health of the nation? What are the parameters? Health of the mice? Flying bats? Fish? Maybe. But we know it's certainly health of the individual. That's what forms the status of the collective consciousness. And that, of course, is what the planet is and the world and where we are. And we can, of course, give it a metaphysical brush off that it's all Kali Yuga. It's when things turn nasty, and then it's like not at all as expected. You know, living in an Orwellian state is a normal state of affairs. Everything is turned upside down. Everything is, you cannot really put your finger on it, you cannot really put your trust on anything because everything is severely messed up. Severely messed up, just like that. So when it comes to these programs, stuff comes on the surface. What do? Shovel it down? What do? There are not that many options. And the peculiar accompanying, I'm choosing my words carefully here, phenomena is that something comes to the surface. For each and every one of us, but also because something else is happening here. Because we are in a group, we are together. So we dig deeper. And the deeper we dig, the more stuff comes to the surface. And sometimes it can really could feel quite jittering, to say the least, quite intense.